Hey everybody, Logan here. Apparently, Microsoft just can't catch a break. So I thought I would honestly be done with all the bad news coming out around everything that Microsoft has been doing and what's going on. It's just another day. It seems like that's the news cycle lately. So there are a couple things that Microsoft has been doing. One, well, how about we just cover this? We'll just cover this. And that Microsoft is removing emulators from your Xbox. So a lot of people have been doing this with the Xbox Series S, saying, "Hey, it's an emulation machine," showing these videos of them playing GameCube games and whatnot. But let's get into the article. So we're going to just pretty much show, as you can see, it's not super long, but basically the gist of it is let's just start at the beginning. We're better to start. Microsoft is removing emulators from your Xbox Series XS console, thus preventing you from running emulation software. Those close to the Xbox QA teams have stated that certain legal issues with Nintendo were to blame, and following out previous reports on Nintendo going after everyone messing with their IPs, including a popular YouTuber, we were inclined to believe the rumors. However, things aren't always as they seem, and apparently Nintendo had nothing to do with the emulator ban. They didn't even sue Valve for the Nintendo Switch emulator on Steam Deck. Ooh. According to Ars Technica, the reason for this ban is the usual corporate greed coded in various policies preventing users from running emulation software. And Microsoft Xbox has all rights to ban emulation software on its platform. In fact, it's Section 10.13.10 of their official store policy. Microsoft clearly prohibits the emulation of any gaming system or gaming platform, or any device in the Xbox device family. But before we dive into the duplicity of Microsoft's action, let's discuss how we got here in the first place. All right, I'm not. Why? Because I'm actually going to take a stance on this. Microsoft has all the right. This is their hardware. This is their ecosystem. This is their box that they've created. They created it to do what they wanted to do. And when you bought it, you said, okay, I'm going to buy it for the intent of what you created it for. If you want to do all these emulation stuff, just do it on your PC. Just do it there. So this is funny. The reason I'm not going to this is they're trying to defend people doing bad things, and I can't get behind people doing bad things, especially if it's illegal. So there's all kinds of levels of illegal, and this is one of them that I find, I wouldn't say egregious, but it's bad. It's stealing. I don't agree with stealing, but I know there are people, oh, but you can't technically buy it. You can't do this. You can't do that. Yeah, you can. You can get a lot of these things that people are trying to emulate on Switch these days. But hey, that's another story. I'm just going by saying, hey, I'm defending Microsoft here. I haven't done that in a long time, but I'm defending them. They have the right. This is their machine. Again, when you bought it, you said, hey, I'm buying it because of what you made it do, not because of what I can make it do. Not because I can mod it, I can do this by a PC. Because that's what PCs are for. PCs are for you to do whatever the heck you want. So I'm not getting into their discussing how they're like, oh, blah, 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 defending, blah, 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 blah. I just wanted to, I'm, like I said in my previous video, I'm not a big fan of Giant Freaking Robot because they're a lot of nonsense sometimes. So, but this is what they're doing. So Microsoft is pushing through. Let's see where it said it. Whatever they're talking about, the PlayStation. Where was it? They're talking about the policy. Xbox gamers could previously run titles from the aforementioned platforms ever since the latest Microsoft Xbox consoles launch. Microsoft admittedly tried to enforce this policy, but the enforcement was only at the level of its own store, meaning that users could still run emulators they downloaded from other sources. Well, that's not possible anymore since Microsoft cracked down on emulation software, preventing anyone from running unsigned software on their console. Blah, 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 blah. And this is where the double standard... Okay, I don't care. I really don't care, neither should you. If you've been doing this on your Xbox, go, it was good while it lasted. Otherwise, go back to your PC. Because everyone who's doing this is doing this on PC. Hey, this might give me some flack because I'm actually taking their side. And I am not a person that takes a side of, these massive corporations that like to screw over the little guy. But this is a different story. This has something to do with something illegal, something you tried to do, which when you signed up, you didn't agree to it because you signed stuff, whether you want to or not. You checked that little box and said, I agree. So if you can no longer run bootleg games or emulators on your Xbox, go back to your PC. If that's why you bought an Xbox, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't agree with this. I definitely don't agree with this. I agree with what Microsoft's doing, and I don't agree with people that hack and mod consoles and all that just to not pay for games. Especially since a lot of these Nintendo games are being re-released, available on Nintendo platforms and so on. Let me go back down. Okay. This gave rise to a massive number of emulators for Microsoft's Xbox Series XS consoles, which were capable of running older titles from other platforms, including PlayStation 2, Nintendo Wii, Nintendo GameCube, and some Xbox 360 titles, which aren't supported by Microsoft's official backward compatibility feature. Now, emulation itself isn't illegal, but owning ROMs of intellectual properties that's still protected under copyright law is. Loophole, but true. Especially if you haven't bought the game through official channels or run the game on the platform it was intended to run on. That goes back to when they said, I'm backing up the copy. Remember those days? I'm backing up my copy. No. Yeah, you're bootlegging it. And most people would sell it. So, yeah, emulation is technically itself not illegal because that's how they get a lot of older games to run on current consoles, especially on Nintendo Switch Online and stuff like that. So that is fine. It's just this right here. Right there. And that's my problem. A lot of people don't care about laws. They don't care about, something that you don't own. They just want to steal and thievery and be bad. Thou shalt not steal, people. Come on. Okay. I've gone on long enough. This bothers me. But hey, I think it's a good thing that Microsoft is doing this. If you want to break the law, don't do it on somebody else's box. Even though you bought it, you agreed to what it can do and what it can't do when you bought it. That's one thing. I understand. I bought my Xbox. I can't do anything I want with it. I bought my PlayStation. I can't do anything I want with it. You're still tied to that software agreement, what that user end. As long as you're online on their services doing this, you agree. And I don't know. Yeah. So this could be a point of contention. People will agree. People will disagree. Some people may not like this and just get mad and because that's what people who can no longer do bad things or try to convince others that bad things are good things try to do. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this video. Remember to watch our latest episode of Ready to Start podcast where we had Jake James Lugo on there. Thank you guys so much. Like we always say, be legendary. Thanks again.